Hello, today we are doing lesson 5.1. It's our first lesson in a new chapter. We are going to be starting addition. Addition means that we're going to be talking about adding, putting two things together. And our essential question is, how can you show addition as adding two? We're starting on page 231. And let's start by writing our names at the top. All right, so listen to the addition word problem. Word problem is just a different type of math problem, and that's where it tells you a story and sometimes gives you a picture to go along with those words. Trace the number that shows how many children are on the swings. So with our math word problems, we really need to pay close attention to the words. So it's not asking us how many people are in the picture. It's asking us to trace the number of how many children are on the swings. So how many kids are actually on the swing? 1, 2. So we're going to trace this 2. And then this is the word and. Now we're going to trace the number that shows how many children are being added to the group. How many kids are walking to the swings? This one girl is being added to these 2, or she's joining that group. So there's just one girl there. We had 2, one more joined, so how many do we have now? Oops. 1, 2, 3. So trace that 3. So this is read as 2 and 1 is 3. We'll learn about different ways to say that too when we get into our symbols. Now listen to this addition word problem. Trace the number that shows how many children are sitting eating lunch. So how many kids are sitting in this picture? 3 kids are sitting. So we're going to trace the 3. Now trace the number that shows how many children are being added to the group. So how many friends are walking to sit and eat down? There's just one more coming, right? So we're going to write the number 1. So 3 and 1 is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Down and over, down once more. This is a quick lesson. Listen to this addition word problem. Remember, addition means to add to. Write the number that shows how many children are playing with the soccer ball. There are 2 boys by the soccer ball. So 2 goes here. And how many friends or children are being added to the group? How many kids are joining? 1, 2, 3 are joining, so we're going to do a 3 here. So 2, and then we add 3, or 3 more come to the group. How many do we have all together? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that 2 and 3 is 5. Say that with me. 2 and 3 is 5. We're going to show 2 sheep are in a pen. So we're going to draw our little sheep here. So 2 sheep are in a pen. So if here is our pen, and we have 2 sheep, and 2 sheep are added to the pen. I'm going to do these sheep in a different color so we can keep them separate. So 2 more pens, or 2 more sheep are added to that pen. How can you write those numbers to show the sheep in the pen and the sheep being added? How did we do that on the other pages? There were 2 sheep in the pen, so we're going to start with that 2. And how many were added? How many blue ones did we add to the group? 2. Now, how many sheep are in the pen now? We're going to write that number down here. I know it's kind of separated, but it's all together for this big problem. So we had 2, 1, 2. 2 more came in the pen. 1, 2, 3, 4. For the homework page, there are 4 red counters in the 5 frame. Remember, the R and the darker ones stand for red. So there are 4 red counters in the 5 frame. 1 yellow counter is added. R is for red, Y is for yellow. How many are there of each color counter? So right here you're going to write how many red. So how many red and how many yellow, and then how many counters are in the 5 frame now. So we're going to kind of break it apart. So how many red, how many yellow, and how many all together. On the back side, how many of each color counter. So you can color them if you want, or you can just see that these ones are empty and these ones are shaded in. So how many are there of this kind? How many are there shaded? For 2, you're just going to count and tell how many balloons. Write the number on the line. For number 3, count and tell how many are in each set and circle the number that is less. So circle the number that is less. And send me a picture of your lesson check page. It's a lesson check spiral view, and then the practice and homework page.